Late Night Health continues. Male incontinence coming up in about, 10 minutes or so from now. Right now, we're going to be spending more time with Kayt Sukel. She is the author of The Art of Risk, and she said her biggest risk was having a baby?
Yes.
How many did you have?
I had one, the biological way, and then I have a stepdaughter who basically, she's my daughter.
Of course.
I don't like the word stepdaughter.
No.
So it doesn't seem to matter. No matter which way you get a child, it's still terrifying.
You have two girls?
One girl and one boy.
Does the boy hug you still?
He does, although not in public.
Yes. Isn't that amazing? Something pre-wired in our brains. I don't know what it is.
He's very snuggly when nobody's looking, though.
How old is your son?
He is 11, although he's still pretty much a big kid. He's growing up, but he still really likes a lot of kid stuff. And then my daughter, she's 10, and she's 10 going on 36. So she wants to be very, very grown up already. So, this is kind of what I mean. It's terrifying.
She's like you.
Actually, my mother says that old joke about I wish a child on you just like you. My mom always says, your daughter Ella, she's yours. Payback time.
Got
it. But yeah, it's funny. People think it's a boring answer, but I've swam with sharks. Literally, I've traveled all over the world. I've done a bunch of extreme sports. Skydived, raced cars, etc. But really, the biggest risk does come down to that feeling I felt when at the hospital they handed me my son and said, hey, okay, you can go home now. No manual, no, just this expectation that I would not only keep this screaming little, pink-faced bundle alive, but somehow shape him into a thoughtful, capable human being.
And
it was terrifying.
And yeah, it is. It is a big risk. It is a big risk to have children. What would be number 2, your second biggest risk?
I haven't thought.
Changing.
A lot of things that scare normal people don't scare me. I know that I'm not really likely to be, bitten by a shark, so I have no problem swimming with sharks or doing stuff with the ocean. I like to go fast in cars and tend to do my homework so I know what my capabilities are. I went to a rattlesnake roundup once. That was a little terrifying because you didn't know. I don't know much about rattlesnakes and why they bite and why they don't. So seeing an entire pit full of them was a little frightening.
Did you get into the pit?
What was funny is people paid money to get into the pit and get a rattlesnake, and so I did do it once. And this was in Georgia, of all places. But
that has religious connotations, and that has religious connotations to me.
It might have. This was backwoods Georgia. I was not participating in any religious rite, but I might have been the sacrifice and nobody told me.
I get it. Some of your other books are also risks. Scroll back down again.
Are you talking about the Sex and the Brain book?
Yeah, the Sex and the Brain book.
Mm-hmm. So, a lot of people like to talk about sex as if it's very, salacious or risky, but it's something that I would say all of us end up doing in one form or another. It's a really big part of the human experience. And so talking about it, I think, is kind of important. When we make it, naughty or bad, or we don't understand its biological consequences. And I think a lot of things that plague society, just in terms of understanding love, sex, needs versus wants, consent, sexual harassment. I think we would do a much better job of dealing with these things if we really understood the biology, particularly the neurobiology of these drives.
Most people have sexual feelings and sexual needs. Mm-hmm. I'm watching a new show on HBO, and a woman gets in a cab and picks up the cab driver, and they end up having sex. It's completely consensual.
They've got porn on there now?
On HBO, yeah.
They have for about 20 years now.
Yes, they have. But it's I hate to get sucked into yet another TV show, but there is risk even in sex.
Yeah.
Even with somebody you've been having sex with for years.
Well, I mean, certainly. I mean, I think, I brought up that motherhood example as being risky, but I think anytime we're connecting with other people, there's a risk involved. Are their feelings are they going to be reciprocal? Are they going to reject me? Are they going to hurt me? It's a huge way of opening yourself up. But what scientists are learning, we like to think that we're rational beings. We control ourselves, but a lot of these drives are really sort of built into our DNA. And so understanding why we may feel certain ways or why we may like the things we like, and of course, certainly that there's what you would call normal sexuality is a very, very wide parabolic curve.
Well,
what falls into normal is a lot of normal.
There is a lot of normal.
Mm-hmm.
From feet to the top of your head, so to speak.
Exactly.
Right? Hey, Kayt, I've enjoyed our conversation. We'll have
Me
to do it
too.
again.
Yeah.
Okay? Hold on a second. I'm Mark Alyn. This is Late Night Health. Dr. Gary Leach is up next from Tower Urology. We're going to be talking about male incontinence and erectile dysfunction as Late Night Health continues. Don't go away. More coming up. And, of course, be sure to join us at latenighthealth.com. You'll be able to see a pretty picture of Kayt and a cover of her book, The Art of Risk. Don't go away. More coming up.
The show continues in a moment.